Welcome to Storytime Audio, where we bring stories to life. In today's episode, we delve into a tale of love, loss, and the journey to redemption. Alex stood in the hangar, surrounded by the lingering scent of aviation fuel and the memories of his Uncle Tom. The walls echoed with the stories of countless flights, each plane carrying a piece of his uncle's spirit. Uncle Tom, the man who had ignited Alex's passion for flying, had left a void that seemed impossible to fill. After Uncle Tom's passing, Alex found himself at a crossroads. His love for aviation had always been a constant, but now, it was the anchor he needed to navigate through his grief. Determined to keep his uncle's legacy alive, Alex decided to renew his pilot's certificate. He enrolled in refresher courses, including instrument ground school, to brush up on the skills that had once been second nature. The days were long and filled with rigorous training, but the familiar feeling of the controls in his hands brought a sense of peace. The roar of the engine, the thrill of takeoff, and the serenity of the open sky were reminders of the joy flying had always brought him. Little did Alex know, his journey was about to take a turn he never expected. Join us as we explore Wings of Redemption, navigating love, betrayal, and new beginnings, here on Storytime Audio. Stay tuned to uncover the twists and turns of Alex's story. Alex stood in the hangar, surrounded by the lingering scent of aviation fuel and the memories of his Uncle Tom. The walls echoed with the stories of countless flights, each plane carrying a piece of his uncle's spirit. Uncle Tom, the man who had ignited Alex's passion for flying, had left a void that seemed impossible to fill. After Uncle Tom's passing, Alex found himself at a crossroads. His love for aviation had always been a constant, but now, it was the anchor he needed to navigate through his grief. Determined to keep his uncle's legacy alive, Alex decided to renew his pilot's certificate. He enrolled in refresher courses, including instrument ground school, to brush up on the skills that had once been second nature. The days were long and filled with rigorous training, but the familiar feeling of the controls in his hands brought a sense of peace. The roar of the engine, the thrill of takeoff, and the serenity of the open sky were reminders of the joy flying had always brought him. Uncle Tom had left 5 small airplanes, each one a testament to his love for aviation. These planes, parked behind the barn, were more than just machines, they were a part of the family's history. Alex hired a team of skilled mechanics to restore them to their former glory. The hangar buzzed with activity as the mechanics worked tirelessly, and within a few months, all 5 planes were certified airworthy. Selling the planes was a bittersweet task. Each sale felt like saying goodbye to a piece of his uncle, but Alex knew it was necessary. The first 4 planes were sold to eager dealers, their eyes gleaming with the prospect of new adventures. Alex made sure the planes went to good homes, where they would be flown and loved. However, there was one plane Alex couldn't part with, a vintage Piper Pennsylvania 28. It was his favorite, a plane he had spent countless hours flying with his uncle. The memories of their flights, the laughter, and the lessons learned in the cockpit were irreplaceable. Alex decided to keep the Piper for himself, a tribute to the man who had taught him everything he knew about flying. One afternoon, Alex found himself sitting at a picnic table under the shade of an old oak tree, near a small but bustling restaurant known as John's. It was a place that held a special charm, where the smell of sizzling burgers and fries wafted through the air, blending with the earthy scent of the surrounding fields. John's was a local legend, a place where stories were shared, and time seemed to slow down. Alex was savoring a juicy burger, his mind drifting between the past and the present. The rustling leaves and distant chatter of customers provided a soothing backdrop. It was then that he saw her, Linda, his ex-wife, walking towards him with a determined stride. Her appearance was unexpected, and Alex's heart skipped a beat. Linda had been the love of Alex's life. They had met in college, and their relationship had blossomed quickly. Linda was beautiful, intelligent, and full of life. They shared dreams and ambitions, with Alex often envisioning a future where they would explore the world together from the cockpit of their own plane. Their marriage had been a whirlwind of joy and adventure, but it wasn't without its challenges. Alex's passion for flying often took him away from home, leaving Linda feeling neglected. The distance grew, and the small cracks in their relationship began to widen. Alex had tried to balance his love for flying with his commitment to Linda, but it wasn't enough. The breaking point came when Alex discovered Linda's infidelity. He had returned home early from a trip, eager to surprise her, only to find her in their bed with another man. The shock and betrayal had been overwhelming. Alex's world crumbled, and the love he thought was unbreakable shattered in an instant. Linda had begged for forgiveness, tears streaming down her face, but Alex couldn't bring himself to trust her again. The divorce was messy, filled with anger and resentment. Alex immersed himself in his work, using flying as an escape from the pain. Now, seeing Linda standing before him, all those emotions came rushing back. She stopped a few feet away, her eyes reflecting a mix of regret and determination. "I know you probably hate me," she began, her voice trembling slightly, "but could I sit down and talk to you for a minute?" Alex put down his burger and removed his sunglasses, meeting her gaze. "I don't hate you, Linda," he said quietly. "I hate some of the things you've done, but hating you would take up too much time and energy." Linda took a seat across from him, her posture relaxed but her eyes filled with a vulnerability Alex hadn't seen before. "I really went off the rails for a while," she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. "I've been seeing a counselor. She's helping me realize the consequences of my actions and how they affect not just me, but everyone around me." Alex nodded, his expression neutral. "That's good, Linda. It's important to understand that." She continued, her voice gaining strength. "I regret what I did, Alex. I hope that someday you can find a way to forgive me." Alex leaned back, taking a deep breath. "I've already forgiven you," he said, surprising himself with the sincerity in his voice. "Holding on to anger would only eat me alive. But forgiveness doesn't mean everything goes back to the way it was." Linda looked down, her fingers tracing patterns on the table. "I understand. Thank you for talking to me." Their conversation was cut short by the sound of a plane overhead. Alex looked up, watching as a small aircraft glided gracefully across the sky. It was a reminder of the freedom and joy that flying brought, a stark contrast to the emotional weight of the conversation. Linda stood up, her eyes meeting Alex's one last time. "Take care, Alex." "You too, Linda," he replied, watching as she walked away, leaving behind a sense of closure that he hadn't expected to find. Alex finished his meal, feeling a sense of relief. The encounter with Linda had been unexpected, but it had provided a necessary release. He stood up, stretching his legs and glancing at his watch. It was time to head back to the hangar. As he walked towards the parking lot, a woman caught his eye. She was standing by the gate, her dark hair cascading over her shoulders and her eyes reflecting a mix of curiosity and amusement. Alex felt an inexplicable pull towards her. "Hi there," he greeted, his voice friendly. "I'm Alex." "Isabella," she replied with a warm smile. "I couldn't help but notice you have a plane. Do you fly often?" Alex nodded, a grin spreading across his face. "As often as I can. Would you like to see the ranch? It's just a short flight away." Isabella's eyes sparkled with excitement. "I'd love to." They walked together towards the Piper Pennsylvania 28, the conversation flowing effortlessly. For the first time in a long while, Alex felt a sense of hope and possibility. The sky was calling, and he was ready to answer. The sun was high in the sky, casting warm rays over the bustling little restaurant known as John's. The scent of sizzling burgers and freshly fried potatoes filled the air, mingling with the earthy aroma of the surrounding fields. Alex found himself returning to this place often, seeking solace in its comforting atmosphere. It was here that he could momentarily forget the complexities of his life and lose himself in the simple pleasure of a good meal. As Alex walked into John's, the familiar sounds of laughter and conversation greeted him. He waved at John, the affable owner who was busy flipping burgers on the grill. John was a local legend, known not only for his culinary skills but also for his ability to create a welcoming environment for all who visited. "Hey Alex, the usual?" John called out with a grin. "Yeah, thanks, John," Alex replied, taking a seat at his favorite picnic table under the shade of an ancient oak tree. As he waited for his meal, Alex's thoughts drifted back to the conversation he had with Linda the previous day. It had been unexpected, and though it stirred up old wounds, it also brought a sense of closure. Alex had always prided himself on being able to move on, but Linda's betrayal had left scars deeper than he cared to admit. Their marriage had been built on dreams and promises, but as time passed, those dreams were overshadowed by misunderstandings and unmet expectations. Alex's passion for flying took him away for days, sometimes weeks, leaving Linda feeling isolated and lonely. The emotional distance grew, and Linda sought comfort elsewhere. The day Alex walked in on Linda with another man was the day their marriage died. Their divorce had been bitter, filled with accusations and heartbreak. Linda's apologies felt hollow at the time, and Alex was too consumed by his pain to see beyond her betrayal. But now, with some distance, he could see that they were both at fault. They had both let the relationship falter, and they had both paid the price. John placed a steaming plate in front of Alex, interrupting his thoughts. "Here you go, Alex. Enjoy." "Thanks, John," Alex said, offering a small smile as he picked up his burger. He took a bite, savoring the familiar taste, and let his mind wander to more pleasant thoughts. Just then, he noticed a group of young men and women entering the restaurant, their laughter filling the air. Among them, he saw a familiar face, Isabella, the woman he had met at the gate the day before. Isabella caught his eye and smiled, making her way over to his table. "Mind if I join you?" she asked, her eyes twinkling with curiosity. "Not at all," Alex replied, gesturing to the seat across from him. "How have you been?" "Good, thanks. Just exploring the area," Isabella said, settling into the seat. "I didn't expect to run into you here. This is one of my favorite spots," Alex admitted. "It's a great place to clear my head." They chatted casually, their conversation flowing effortlessly. Isabella was easy to talk to, her presence a welcome distraction from Alex's heavy thoughts. She shared stories about her travels and her love for adventure, and Alex found himself captivated by her enthusiasm. As they talked, a shadow fell over the table. Alex looked up to see Linda standing there, a look of surprise and uncertainty on her face. "Alex, can we talk?" she asked hesitantly. Alex glanced at Isabella, who nodded understandingly. "I'll give you some privacy," she said, standing up. "Nice to see you again, Alex." "Nice to see you too, Isabella," Alex replied, watching her walk away before turning his attention back to Linda. Linda sat down, her hands fidgeting nervously. "I didn't expect to see you here," she said softly. "I come here often," Alex said, his tone neutral. "What do you want to talk about?" "I wanted to thank you for yesterday," Linda began, her voice trembling. "Talking to you helped me more than you know. I've been carrying a lot of guilt, and seeing you, hearing you say you've forgiven me, it meant a lot." Alex nodded, not sure how to respond. He had already said his piece, and there was little more to add. Linda continued, her eyes filling with tears. "I know I can't undo the past, but I want you to know that I'm truly sorry for everything. I was lost, and I made terrible choices. But I'm trying to be better. I'm working on myself, and I hope that one day, I can be someone you can respect again." Alex felt a pang of sympathy for her. Despite everything, he could see that she was sincere. "I appreciate that, Linda," he said quietly. "I really do. I hope you find the happiness you're looking for." Linda smiled through her tears. "Thank you, Alex. I wish you the best too." With that, Linda stood up and walked away, leaving Alex alone with his thoughts. He watched her go, feeling a sense of finality. Their chapter was over, and it was time to move on. Alex finished his meal, the weight on his shoulders feeling a little lighter. He stood up, ready to leave, when he saw Isabella waiting by the gate. She waved him over, her smile bright and welcoming. "Everything okay?" she asked as he approached. "Yeah," Alex replied, taking a deep breath. "Everything's okay." "Great. So, how about that flight you mentioned?" Isabella said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Alex grinned, feeling a surge of anticipation. "Let's go. There's a whole sky waiting for us." They walked together towards the Piper, Pennsylvania 28, the conversation flowing effortlessly. For the first time in a long while, Alex felt a sense of hope and possibility. The sky was calling, and he was ready to answer. As Alex and Isabella walked towards the Piper, Pennsylvania 28, the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a golden hue over the landscape. The gentle hum of the small airport's activity filled the air, creating a serene backdrop for their budding connection. Alex couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. It had been a long time since he had felt this excited about sharing his love for flying with someone. "Do you fly often?" Isabella asked, breaking the comfortable silence as they approached the plane. "As often as I can," Alex replied, a smile spreading across his face. "Flying has always been a big part of my life. My uncle taught me everything I know about it." "Your uncle sounds like he was an amazing person," Isabella said, glancing at Alex with genuine interest. "He was," Alex agreed, a hint of nostalgia in his voice. He was more than just an uncle to me. He was a mentor, a friend, and the reason I fell in love with the sky. They reached the plane, and Alex opened the door for Isabella, helping her settle into the co-pilot seat. He climbed into the pilot's seat, the familiar surroundings of the cockpit bringing a sense of comfort and control. After a quick pre-flight check, Alex started the engine, and the plane roared to life. Isabella's excitement was palpable as they taxied to the runway. "This is incredible," she exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder. Alex grinned. "Just wait until we're in the air." With a smooth takeoff, the plane lifted off the ground, and the earth fell away beneath them. Isabella gasped in awe as the landscape spread out below, a patchwork of fields, roads, and tiny buildings. The freedom of the open sky was exhilarating, and Alex felt a renewed sense of purpose as he guided the plane higher. They flew over the picturesque countryside, the golden fields bathed in the warm light of the setting sun. Alex pointed out various landmarks, sharing stories about the places they passed. Isabella listened intently, her eyes never leaving the window. After a while, Alex set a course for the ranch, the place that had become his sanctuary. As they approached, the sprawling fields and the familiar sight of the ranch house came into view. Alex descended gradually, preparing for a smooth landing on the makeshift runway he had set up. Once they touched down, Alex taxied the plane to a stop near the barn. He shut off the engine and turned to Isabella, who was beaming with excitement. "That was amazing," she said, her voice filled with genuine awe. "Thank you for sharing this with me." "It's my pleasure," Alex replied, feeling a warmth in his chest at her enthusiasm. "Welcome to my little piece of heaven." They climbed out of the plane and made their way towards the ranch house. The air was filled with the scent of wildflowers and the soft rustle of the breeze through the trees. The tranquility of the place was palpable, and Isabella seemed to soak it all in, her eyes bright with curiosity. "This place is beautiful," she remarked, taking in the surroundings. "You're lucky to have such a wonderful sanctuary." "It's been my refuge," Alex admitted. "A place where I can escape from everything and just be." They walked to the barn first, where Alex introduced Isabella to the animals. There were a few horses grazing nearby, their sleek coats glistening in the fading light. Isabella reached out to pet one of them, her gentle touch earning a soft nicker of approval. "This is Ginger," Alex said, patting the horse's neck. "She's one of my favorites." "She's beautiful," Isabella said, smiling as Ginger nuzzled her hand. After spending some time with the horses, they made their way to the house. The rustic charm of the ranch house was evident in its wooden beams and cozy furnishings. Alex led Isabella inside, offering her a tour of the place he called home. "This kitchen has seen many a midnight snack," Alex joked as they entered the spacious kitchen. Isabella laughed, her eyes twinkling with amusement. "I can see why. It's so inviting." They continued the tour, moving through the living room, the study filled with books and aviation memorabilia, and finally to the porch that overlooked the vast expanse of fields. As they stood on the porch, the sky painted in hues of pink and orange, Isabella turned to Alex with a thoughtful expression. "Thank you for today," she said softly. "I haven't felt this alive in a long time." Alex smiled, his heart swelling with a mix of emotions. "I'm glad you enjoyed it. Sharing this place with you has made it even more special." They spent the evening talking, sharing stories, and getting to know each other better. Isabella spoke about her love for travel and adventure, her eyes lighting up with passion as she recounted tales of her journeys. Alex found himself captivated by her spirit, feeling a connection he hadn't experienced in a long time. As the night grew darker, they moved inside, where Alex lit a fire in the fireplace. The warm glow of the flames added to the cozy ambiance, and they settled into comfortable chairs, the conversation flowing effortlessly. "Do you ever miss your old life?" Isabella asked, her voice gentle. Alex considered the question for a moment. "Sometimes," he admitted, "but I found peace here. It's a different kind of happiness, one that I didn't know I needed." Isabella nodded, understanding. It's important to find a place where you can truly be yourself. They talked late into the night, the bond between them growing stronger with each passing moment. For the first time in a long while, Alex felt a sense of hope and excitement for the future. As they finally said good night and Isabella retreated to the guest room, Alex lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. The events of the day played through his mind, and he couldn't help but feel grateful. Meeting Isabella had brought a new sense of purpose and possibility into his life. The sky was calling, and Alex was ready to embrace whatever adventures lay ahead. The next morning, Alex woke to the smell of freshly brewed coffee wafting through the house. He got dressed quickly and made his way to the kitchen, where he found Isabella already up and making breakfast. She turned and smiled warmly when she saw him. "Good morning, Alex. I hope you don't mind that I took over your kitchen," she said, gesturing to the pancakes sizzling on the griddle. "Not at all," Alex replied, grinning. "It's a pleasant surprise. And it smells amazing." They sat down together to enjoy the breakfast Isabella had prepared. As they ate, the conversation flowed easily, their bond growing stronger with each shared story and laugh. After breakfast, Alex decided to show Isabella more of the ranch. They spent the day exploring the expansive fields, the serene pond where ducks floated lazily, and the grove of trees that provided cool shade from the sun. Isabella was enchanted by the beauty and tranquility of the place. "This ranch is like a hidden paradise," she said, her eyes sparkling with delight. "It's been my sanctuary," Alex admitted. "A place where I can escape and find peace." In the afternoon, they rode horses through the fields. Isabella, despite her initial nervousness, quickly took to riding Ginger. Alex rode his own horse, Maverick, and they trotted side by side, enjoying the gentle breeze and the vast open space. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of pink and orange, they returned to the ranch house. Alex suggested they have dinner outside, and together, they set up a table on the porch. The evening air was cool and refreshing, and the sound of crickets provided a soothing background melody. Over dinner, Isabella opened up about her life. She talked about her travels, the places she had seen, and the people she had met. Her stories were filled with adventure and discovery, and Alex found himself captivated by her experiences. "You've lived such an incredible life," Alex said, his admiration evident in his voice. "I've been fortunate to see so much of the world," Isabella replied. "But I think the most important journeys are the ones that help us discover who we are." Alex nodded thoughtfully. "I couldn't agree more. This ranch, flying, they've helped me find myself again." As the night grew darker, they moved inside, where Alex lit a fire in the fireplace. They settled into the cozy living room, the warm glow of the flames creating a comforting atmosphere. Isabella looked around the room, her gaze falling on a framed photo of Alex and his uncle. "Tell me more about your uncle," she said, her voice gentle. Alex smiled, a mix of fondness and sadness in his eyes. "Uncle Tom was an amazing man. He taught me everything I know about flying. He was passionate, adventurous, and he had a way of making every moment feel special." "He sounds like a wonderful person," Isabella said softly. "He was," Alex agreed. "Losing him was one of the hardest things I've ever been through. But I carry his spirit with me every time I fly." They talked late into the night, sharing more stories and dreams. For the first time in a long while, Alex felt a sense of connection and belonging. Isabella had brought a new light into his life, and he was grateful for every moment they spent together. The next day, Isabella mentioned that her best friend, Sophia, was coming to visit. She explained that Sophia had been a constant in her life, a friend who had supported her through thick and thin. Alex was eager to meet her, curious to see the dynamic between the two women. When Sophia arrived, it was clear that she and Isabella shared a deep bond. Sophia was a lively, energetic woman with a quick wit and a warm heart. She immediately took to the ranch, her enthusiasm infectious. "Isabella has told me so much about this place," Sophia said as they sat down for lunch. "I couldn't wait to see it for myself." "I'm glad you're here," Alex replied, genuinely welcoming her. "The more, the merrier." The three of them spent the next few days exploring the ranch together. They went on horseback rides, had picnics by the pond, and shared countless laughs around the dinner table. Sophia's presence added a new layer of joy and camaraderie to their time together. One evening, as they sat by the fire, Sophia turned to Alex. "You know, this place has a magic to it," she said thoughtfully. "It's no wonder you found peace here." "It has its charm," Alex agreed, smiling. "And it's even better with good company." Isabella looked at Alex, her eyes reflecting the same sentiment. "I'm glad we came here," she said softly. "This place, and you, have made this trip unforgettable." As the days passed, the bond between Alex, Isabella, and Sophia grew stronger. They shared stories, dreams, and hopes for the future. Alex found himself opening up in ways he hadn't in a long time, feeling a renewed sense of purpose and connection. But as with all good things, their time together was drawing to a close. Isabella and Sophia had commitments to return to, and Alex knew that the ranch would soon return to its peaceful solitude. On their last night together, Alex prepared a special dinner to celebrate their time at the ranch. They ate under the stars, the night sky a canvas of twinkling lights. There was a sense of bittersweetness in the air, a recognition that their time together had been special and would be missed. "I'll never forget these days," Isabella said, raising her glass in a toast. "Thank you, Alex, for sharing this beautiful place with us." "Thank you for being here," Alex replied, his voice filled with genuine gratitude. "You've brought so much joy and light into my life." The next morning, Alex drove Isabella and Sophia to the small local airport. As they prepared to board their plane, there were hugs and promises to stay in touch. Alex watched as the plane took off, feeling a mix of sadness and hope. Driving back to the ranch, Alex reflected on the past few weeks. Meeting Isabella had brought a new sense of adventure and connection into his life. Their time together had been a reminder of the beauty of human connection and the importance of embracing new experiences. As he pulled into the driveway and stepped out of the car, Alex looked out over the fields. The ranch, with its quiet beauty and endless possibilities, was still his sanctuary. But now, it held even more meaning, filled with memories of laughter, friendship, and new beginnings. Alex knew that the sky was calling, and he was ready to answer. With the spirit of his uncle guiding him and the warmth of new connections in his heart, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. The future was bright, and he was eager to see where the journey would take him next. The days following Isabella and Sophia's departure were filled with a serene quietness. Alex went about his usual routines, but the ranch felt different. The memories of laughter and conversations lingered, adding a warmth to the place. As much as he cherished the solitude, he found himself missing their company. One afternoon, as Alex was tending to the horses, his phone buzzed in his pocket. He wiped his hands on his jeans and pulled out the phone, smiling when he saw a message from Isabella. "Hey Alex, hope you're doing well. Sophia and I were talking about how much we miss the ranch. I was wondering if you'd be okay with us visiting again, maybe for a longer stay this time?" Alex's heart lifted at the thought. He quickly typed back a reply, "I'd love that. You're both always welcome here. When do you think you'll come?" Isabella's response was swift, "How about next weekend? Sophia has some time off, and we'd love to spend it at the ranch." "Sounds perfect. See you then," Alex replied, feeling a surge of excitement. The days flew by, and before he knew it, the weekend had arrived. Alex drove to the small local airport to pick up Isabella and Sophia. As he saw their plane touch down, he felt a mix of anticipation and happiness. The doors opened, and soon, the two women emerged, waving enthusiastically. "Alex," Isabella called out, running towards him with a big smile. "Sophia," Sophia added, following close behind. Alex greeted them with open arms. "Welcome back. It's so good to see you both." "It's great to be back," Isabella said, her eyes shining with excitement. "Absolutely," Sophia agreed. "I've been looking forward to this all week." They loaded their bags into Alex's truck and made their way back to the ranch. The drive was filled with chatter and laughter, the camaraderie picking up right where they had left off. When they arrived, Isabella and Sophia were eager to explore the ranch again. The next few days were a whirlwind of activities. They went horseback riding through the fields, had picnics by the pond, and spent evenings by the fire, sharing stories and dreams. The bond between them grew even stronger, their connection deepening with each passing day. One evening, as they sat around the fire pit, Sophia turned to Alex with a thoughtful expression. "Alex, do you ever think about expanding the ranch? Maybe offering it as a retreat for people looking to escape the hustle and bustle of city life?" Alex looked at her, intrigued. "I've thought about it, but I never really knew how to start. It's a big step, and I'm not sure where to begin." "Well," Sophia said, her eyes lighting up with excitement, "I think it's a fantastic idea. And we'd love to help you make it happen." Isabella nodded enthusiastically. "Absolutely. We could create a space where people can come to relax, connect with nature, and maybe even learn a bit about ranch life." Alex felt a surge of inspiration. The idea of turning the ranch into a retreat was something he had considered but never pursued. With Isabella and Sophia's encouragement and support, it suddenly seemed possible. Over the next few days, they brainstormed ideas and made plans. They discussed everything from accommodations to activities, envisioning a place where guests could find peace and rejuvenation. Alex was filled with a renewed sense of purpose, excited about the potential of this new venture. One afternoon, as they were walking through the fields, Sophia turned to Alex. "You know, I've always loved teaching people about nature and the outdoors. Maybe we could offer workshops and guided tours as part of the retreat." "That's a great idea," Alex said, nodding. "And with Isabella's experience in travel and adventure, we could create unique experiences for our guests." Isabella smiled. "I'd love to share my knowledge and passion with others. This could be an incredible opportunity for all of us." As they walked back to the ranch house, the conversation continued to flow, filled with excitement and possibilities. The idea of transforming the ranch into a retreat brought a new energy to the place, and Alex was eager to see it come to life. The following weeks were a flurry of activity. They worked together to renovate the guest rooms, create comfortable common areas, and set up various outdoor activities. The ranch began to take on a new life, each improvement bringing them closer to their vision. Isabella and Sophia proved to be invaluable partners. Isabella's travel experience and eye for detail helped them create a welcoming and comfortable environment, while Sophia's knowledge of nature and the outdoors added depth and authenticity to the retreat's offerings. One evening, as they sat on the porch watching the sunset, Alex felt a deep sense of gratitude. The ranch, which had once been a place of solitude and healing for him, was now transforming into something even more meaningful. It was becoming a place where others could find peace and connection, just as he had. "I can't believe how far we've come," Alex said, looking at Isabella and Sophia. "This retreat is going to be amazing." "We've come a long way," Isabella agreed, her eyes reflecting the warm colors of the sunset. "And it's only the beginning." Sophia nodded. "I'm excited for what the future holds. This place has so much potential, and I'm grateful to be a part of it." As the days turned into weeks, the retreat began to take shape. They welcomed their first guests, who arrived with eager anticipation and left with hearts full of gratitude and joy. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive, and word of the ranch retreat began to spread. Alex, Isabella, and Sophia found themselves busier than ever, but it was a fulfilling kind of busy. They were creating something special, a sanctuary where people could disconnect from the chaos of everyday life and reconnect with nature and themselves. One evening, as they sat around the fire pit with a group of guests, Alex felt a profound sense of accomplishment. The ranch, which had once been a place of healing for him, was now a source of joy and inspiration for others. It was a testament to the power of connection and the beauty of embracing new possibilities. Isabella leaned over and whispered, "You've created something truly special here, Alex. Your uncle would be proud." Alex smiled, feeling the warmth of her words. "Thank you, Isabella. I couldn't have done it without you and Sophia." As the night sky filled with stars, Alex looked around at the faces illuminated by the firelight. The ranch was more than just a piece of land. It was a place of transformation, a beacon of hope and renewal. And with Isabella and Sophia by his side, he knew that the journey was only just beginning. As the ranch continued to grow and evolve into a thriving retreat, Alex, Isabella, and Sophia found themselves fully immersed in the daily operations and long-term planning. Each day brought new challenges and rewards, and their bond as a team grew stronger with each passing week. One crisp autumn morning, as the first hints of winter began to touch the air, Alex sat with Isabella and Sophia on the porch, sipping hot coffee and discussing their plans for the upcoming season. "We need to start thinking about winter activities," Sophia suggested, her breath visible in the chilly air. "We could offer things like guided snowshoeing tours, winter survival workshops, and even some indoor activities like crafting or storytelling by the fire." "That sounds fantastic," Isabella agreed, her eyes lighting up with excitement. "We could also have special winter retreats, where guests can experience the beauty and tranquility of the ranch during the colder months." Alex nodded thoughtfully. "I love those ideas. Winter here has its own magic, and I think our guests will really appreciate the unique experiences we can offer." They spent the morning brainstorming and planning, their ideas flowing freely. As they talked, the vision of the ranch retreat continued to expand, encompassing a wide range of activities and experiences designed to help guests reconnect with nature and themselves. Over the next few weeks, they worked tirelessly to prepare for the winter season. They renovated the guest cabins to ensure they were warm and cozy, stocked up on supplies for outdoor activities, and created detailed itineraries for their winter retreats. The anticipation of welcoming guests during the quieter, more introspective season filled them with excitement. As the first snowflakes began to fall, the ranch transformed into a winter wonderland. The fields and trees were blanketed in white, and the crisp air was filled with the scent of pine and wood smoke. The beauty of the ranch in winter was breathtaking, and Alex, Isabella, and Sophia were eager to share it with their guests. Their first winter retreat was a resounding success. Guests arrived with wide-eyed wonder, captivated by the serene beauty of the snowy landscape. Alex led guided snowshoeing tours, taking guests through the pristine fields and forests, where they marveled at the quiet, untouched beauty of the winter scenery. Sophia's winter survival workshops were a hit, as she taught guests essential skills like building snow shelters and starting fires in the snow. Isabella organized cozy indoor activities, where guests could relax by the fire, sipping hot cocoa and listening to stories about the ranch and its history. One evening, as the sun set and the sky turned a deep shade of blue, Alex gathered the guests around the fire pit. The flickering flames cast a warm glow, and the air was filled with the sound of crackling wood. Alex shared stories about his uncle, the man who had inspired his love for flying in nature. "My Uncle Tom was an extraordinary man," Alex began, his voice filled with emotion. "He taught me to appreciate the beauty of the world from above and below. He always said that nature has a way of healing the soul, and I found that to be true here at the ranch." The guests listened intently, their faces illuminated by the firelight. Alex's stories resonated deeply with them, and many of them shared their own experiences of finding peace and healing in nature. As the evening grew colder, the guests gradually made their way back to their cabins, leaving Alex, Isabella, and Sophia by the fire. They sat in comfortable silence, reflecting on the success of the retreat and the impact they were having on their guests' lives. "This is exactly what I envisioned," Isabella said softly, breaking the silence. "A place where people can find peace and reconnect with what truly matters." Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. "We've created something special here, and it's only going to get better." Sophia nodded in agreement. "I'm so grateful to be a part of this. It feels like we're making a real difference." The winter season continued to bring joy and fulfillment to the ranch. Guests came and went, each leaving with a renewed sense of peace and a deep appreciation for the beauty of nature. The retreat became a haven for those seeking solace and connection, and word of the ranch's magic spread far and wide. One particularly cold morning, as Alex was preparing for a snowshoeing tour, he received a call from an old friend, Jake. Jake had heard about the retreat and was curious to see it for himself. "Alex, it's been too long," Jake said warmly. "I've heard amazing things about the ranch. Mind if I come for a visit?" "Jake, you're always welcome here," Alex replied, feeling a surge of excitement. "I'd love to show you what we've been up to." A few days later, Jake arrived at the ranch. He was immediately struck by the beauty and tranquility of the place. Alex gave him a grand tour, showing him the renovated cabins, the various outdoor activity areas, and the serene pond now frozen over. "This place is incredible, Alex," Jake said, genuinely impressed. "You've created something truly special here." "Thanks, Jake," Alex replied, smiling. "It's been a lot of hard work, but it's all worth it." That evening, they sat by the fire with Isabella and Sophia, sharing stories and reminiscing about old times. Jake was full of admiration for the vision they had brought to life and the impact it was having on their guests. "You know, Alex," Jake said thoughtfully, "I've been looking for a place to host some corporate retreats. I think this could be the perfect spot." Alex's eyes lit up at the idea. "That's an interesting proposition. We've been thinking about expanding our offerings, and corporate retreats could be a great addition." Isabella and Sophia nodded in agreement, their minds already buzzing with ideas. The thought of hosting corporate groups and providing them with a unique, nature-based retreat experience was exciting. Over the next few days, they discussed the logistics and possibilities of incorporating corporate retreats into their offerings. They envisioned team-building activities, leadership workshops, and opportunities for corporate groups to unwind and recharge in the peaceful surroundings of the ranch. As they worked on the details, Alex felt a renewed sense of purpose. The ranch was growing and evolving in ways he had never imagined, and he was eager to see where this new venture would take them. One evening, as they sat by the fire, Alex reflected on the journey that had brought them to this point. The ranch had been a place of healing and renewal for him, and now it was becoming a beacon of hope and connection for others. Isabella leaned over and placed a hand on his arm. "You've built something amazing here, Alex. I'm so proud of what we've accomplished together." Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. "Thank you, Isabella. I couldn't have done it without you and Sophia." Sophia nodded, her eyes reflecting the warmth of the fire. "We've come a long way, and I'm excited for what the future holds." As the stars twinkled above and the fire crackled softly, Alex felt a profound sense of contentment. The journey was far from over, but with Isabella and Sophia by his side, he knew that they could achieve anything they set their minds to. The ranch was more than just a piece of land. It was a living, breathing embodiment of their dreams and aspirations. And with each new season, each new guest, and each new adventure, the legacy of Uncle Tom and the spirit of the ranch would continue to grow, touching the lives of all who found their way to this special place. With the idea of corporate retreats firmly planted, Alex, Isabella, and Sophia set to work transforming the ranch into a versatile retreat destination. They knew that offering a unique and rejuvenating experience for corporate groups could significantly enhance the ranch's reputation and provide new opportunities for growth. The first step was to create dedicated spaces for team-building activities and workshops. They converted one of the larger barns into a multi-purpose meeting space, complete with comfortable seating, audiovisual equipment, and a rustic charm that blended seamlessly with the ranch's aesthetic. Outside, they set up areas for outdoor activities such as obstacle courses, trust-building exercises, and nature hikes. Isabella took the lead on marketing, leveraging her extensive network from her travel and adventure days. She reached out to contacts in various industries, promoting the ranch as an ideal location for corporate retreats. Her enthusiasm and passion were infectious, and soon, they began receiving inquiries from companies interested in booking their retreats. Sophia focused on designing the programs and activities, ensuring that each retreat was tailored to the needs and goals of the corporate groups. She planned workshops on leadership development, effective communication, and stress management, incorporating elements of nature and the outdoors to enhance the learning experience. Alex, meanwhile, worked on the logistics and operations, ensuring that the ranch was ready to accommodate the influx of guests. He coordinated with local vendors to provide fresh, organic meals, and hired additional staff to assist with the increased workload. Their hard work paid off. The first corporate retreat was a resounding success, with participants praising the unique blend of professional development and relaxation. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive, and word of the ranch's offerings continued to spread. One evening, after a particularly successful retreat, Alex, Isabella, and Sophia sat on the porch, reflecting on their achievements. "We've come a long way," Alex said, his voice filled with pride. "It's incredible to see how much we've grown and how many lives we've touched." "I'm so proud of what we've built together," Isabella added, her eyes shining with emotion. "This ranch is a testament to our hard work and dedication." Sophia nodded in agreement. "And we're just getting started. There's so much more we can do." As the months passed, the ranch continued to thrive. They expanded their offerings, adding wellness retreats focused on yoga, meditation, and holistic health. These retreats attracted a diverse group of participants, all seeking peace and rejuvenation in the tranquil surroundings of the ranch. One day, as they were planning an upcoming wellness retreat, Isabella received a call from an old friend, Maria, who was a well-known yoga instructor. "Isabella, I've been hearing amazing things about your ranch," Maria said enthusiastically. "I'd love to collaborate on a yoga retreat. I think it would be a perfect fit." Isabella's eyes lit up at the idea. "That sounds fantastic, Maria. We'd love to have you here." They quickly set to work planning the yoga retreat, incorporating daily yoga sessions, meditation workshops, and wellness activities like nature walks and healthy cooking classes. The response was overwhelming, and the retreat quickly sold out. The yoga retreat was a transformative experience for everyone involved. Maria's expertise and passion for yoga created a serene and uplifting atmosphere, and the participants left feeling rejuvenated and inspired. As the retreat came to a close, Maria sat with Alex, Isabella, and Sophia by the fire, expressing her gratitude. "This place is magical. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of it." "It's our pleasure," Alex replied, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. You've brought so much to this retreat, and we're grateful for your collaboration. The success of the yoga retreat inspired them to continue exploring new partnerships and opportunities. They reached out to experts in various fields, from mindfulness and meditation to outdoor adventure and creative arts, creating a diverse range of retreat offerings that appealed to a wide audience. As the seasons changed, so did the ranch. Each new retreat brought a fresh wave of energy and excitement, and the bonds between Alex, Isabella, and Sophia grew even stronger. They were more than just business partners, they were a family, united by their shared vision and passion for the ranch. One summer evening, as they sat on the porch watching the sun set over the fields, Alex felt a profound sense of gratitude. The journey had been challenging, but it had also been incredibly rewarding. He had found healing and purpose at the ranch, and now he was helping others do the same. Isabella leaned over and placed a hand on his arm. "We've built something truly special here, Alex. Your uncle would be so proud." Alex smiled, feeling a warmth in his heart. "Thank you, Isabella. I couldn't have done it without you and Sophia." Sophia nodded, her eyes reflecting the golden hues of the sunset. "We've come a long way, and I'm excited for what the future holds." As the stars began to twinkle above and the fireflies danced in the fields, Alex knew that the journey was far from over. The ranch was a living, breathing embodiment of their dreams and aspirations, and with each new retreat, they were creating a legacy that would endure for generations to come. The sky was calling, and Alex was ready to embrace whatever adventures lay ahead. With Isabella and Sophia by his side, he knew that the future was bright and filled with endless possibilities. As the ranch continued to flourish, Alex, Isabella, and Sophia faced new challenges that tested their resolve and commitment. The success of their retreats brought increased demand, and with it, the need for more infrastructure and resources. One autumn morning, as they sat around the kitchen table discussing their plans, Alex raised a concern that had been on his mind. "We've been growing steadily, but we need to make sure we're prepared for the future. We're going to need more cabins, additional staff, and perhaps even more land to accommodate our guests." Isabella nodded thoughtfully. "You're right, Alex. We've been so focused on the present that we haven't planned enough for the long-term growth. We need to expand, but we also need to ensure that we maintain the quality and intimacy that make our retreats special." Sophia added, "And we need to be mindful of the environmental impact. We've created a beautiful, natural sanctuary here, and it's important to preserve that." They decided to take a strategic approach to their expansion, focusing on sustainable growth and environmental stewardship. They began by exploring options for acquiring additional land adjacent to the ranch, which would allow them to expand without compromising the natural beauty of the area. Alex reached out to local real estate agents and landowners, initiating discussions about potential land acquisitions. He was determined to find a solution that would allow them to grow while preserving the integrity of the ranch. Meanwhile, Isabella and Sophia worked on improving their operations and enhancing the guest experience. They implemented new training programs for their staff, ensuring that everyone was aligned with their vision and values. They also introduced new sustainability practices, such as using renewable energy sources and implementing waste reduction initiatives. One day, as Alex was meeting with a landowner about a potential acquisition, he received an unexpected offer. The landowner, Mr. Thompson, was a retired farmer who had always admired the work Alex and his team were doing at the ranch. "Alex, I've been watching what you've been building here," Mr. Thompson said, his eyes twinkling with warmth. "It's truly remarkable. I've decided to sell you my land, but on one condition. You must promise to continue your commitment to sustainability and community." Alex was taken aback by the generosity of the offer. "Thank you, Mr. Thompson. I promise to uphold those values. We're dedicated to creating a positive impact on both the environment and the community." With the acquisition of Mr. Thompson's land, the ranch had the space it needed to expand. They immediately set to work planning and constructing new cabins and facilities, always keeping sustainability at the forefront of their efforts. The expansion brought new opportunities and challenges. They hired additional staff to help manage the increased workload and introduced new retreat programs to cater to the diverse interests of their guests. The ranch continued to thrive, attracting people from all walks of life seeking solace, connection, and rejuvenation. Despite the challenges, Alex, Isabella, and Sophia remained united in their vision. They supported each other through the ups and downs, their bond growing stronger with each new obstacle they overcame. One evening, as they sat by the fire reflecting on their journey, Sophia shared a thought that had been on her mind. "You know, we've achieved so much here, but I think it's important to remember why we started this in the first place. It's not just about growing the business, it's about creating a place where people can find peace and healing." Isabella nodded in agreement. She's right. We need to stay true to our roots and ensure that every decision we make aligns with our core values. Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for his partners. "We've come a long way, and we've built something truly special. Let's make sure we continue to nurture and protect it." As the ranch continued to grow, they remained committed to their vision of creating a sanctuary where people could reconnect with nature and themselves. Their dedication to sustainability and community earned them recognition and accolades, further cementing their reputation as a premier retreat destination. The seasons changed, and with each new retreat, Alex, Isabella, and Sophia welcomed guests with open arms and hearts full of joy. They knew that the journey was far from over, and they were excited to see what the future held. The ranch had become more than just a place of healing and renewal. It was a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who visited. And with each new day, Alex, Isabella, and Sophia continued to embrace the sky and the endless possibilities it offered. One bright spring morning, Alex received a letter that would bring a new and unexpected challenge to the ranch. It was from a famous author, Emma Reynolds, who had heard about the retreat and was interested in spending time at the ranch to work on her next novel. "Alex," Emma's letter began, "I've been searching for a place where I can find peace and inspiration for my writing. Your ranch seems like the perfect sanctuary. I would love to visit and immerse myself in the tranquility and beauty you've created." Alex shared the letter with Isabella and Sophia, excitement bubbling in their eyes. Hosting a renowned author like Emma Reynolds could bring even more recognition to the ranch and further establish it as a haven for creativity and rejuvenation. "We have to make sure everything is perfect for her stay," Isabella said, her mind already racing with ideas. "Absolutely," Sophia agreed. "This is a wonderful opportunity to showcase what we've built here." They set to work preparing for Emma's arrival, ensuring that every detail was meticulously planned. They arranged for a private cabin overlooking the pond, stocked with all the amenities Emma might need for her writing retreat. They also planned a variety of activities to help her relax and find inspiration, from guided nature walks to private yoga sessions. When Emma arrived, she was immediately captivated by the beauty and serenity of the ranch. "This place is even more magical than I imagined," she said, her eyes wide with wonder. "We're thrilled to have you here," Alex replied, smiling warmly. "We hope you find the peace and inspiration you're looking for." Emma settled into her cabin and quickly fell into a routine. She spent her mornings writing on the porch, the gentle sound of the pond providing a soothing backdrop. In the afternoons, she joined Sophia for yoga sessions or took leisurely walks through the fields with Alex, soaking in the natural beauty of the ranch. Isabella made sure Emma had everything she needed, often bringing her freshly brewed tea and homemade snacks. They formed a close bond, sharing stories and laughter over the course of Emma's stay. As the days turned into weeks, Emma made remarkable progress on her novel. The tranquility of the ranch allowed her to tap into a wellspring of creativity, and she often expressed her gratitude for the sanctuary it provided. One evening, as they sat by the fire pit, Emma shared an excerpt from her novel with Alex, Isabella, and Sophia. "I couldn't have written this without your help," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "This place has given me so much more than just a space to write. It's given me a renewed sense of purpose and connection." "We're honored to have been a part of your journey," Alex replied, his heart swelling with pride. As Emma's stay drew to a close, she made a promise to return. "I found something truly special here," she said, "and I know I'll be back." Her departure left a lasting impact on the ranch. The experience of hosting Emma had been deeply rewarding, and it reinforced their commitment to providing a sanctuary for all who sought peace and inspiration. The months that followed were filled with new adventures and continued growth. The ranch's reputation as a premier retreat destination continued to flourish, attracting guests from all over the world. Each new retreat brought fresh faces and stories, enriching the tapestry of the ranch's history. One summer evening, as Alex, Isabella, and Sophia sat on the porch watching the sun set over the fields, they reflected on the journey that had brought them to this point. "We've built something incredible here," Isabella said, her eyes reflecting the golden hues of the sunset. "And it's only going to get better." Sophia nodded in agreement. "We've touched so many lives and created a place where people can find peace and healing. I'm so grateful to be a part of this." Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of contentment. "Thank you both for being by my side through all of this. We've created something truly special, and I can't wait to see what the future holds." As the stars began to twinkle above and the fireflies danced in the fields, Alex knew that the journey was far from over. The ranch was a living, breathing embodiment of their dreams and aspirations, and with each new season, they continued to embrace the sky and the endless possibilities it offered. With Isabella and Sophia by his side, Alex felt ready to face whatever challenges and triumphs lay ahead. The ranch was not just a place, it was a testament to their resilience, creativity, and unwavering commitment to making a positive impact on the world. And as they sat together, surrounded by the beauty and tranquility of the ranch, Alex knew that their story was only just beginning. As the seasons passed, the ranch flourished, becoming a renowned sanctuary for those seeking peace, inspiration, and rejuvenation. Alex, Isabella, and Sophia's bond grew stronger with each new retreat, each new guest, and each new challenge they faced together. Years later, the ranch stood as a testament to their hard work, vision, and dedication. The cabins had expanded into a small village, each uniquely designed to blend seamlessly with the natural surroundings. The multi-purpose barn was now a state-of-the-art facility, hosting everything from corporate retreats to wellness workshops and creative residencies. One crisp autumn morning, Alex, Isabella, and Sophia stood at the edge of the pond, watching the sunrise. The golden light danced on the water, casting a warm glow over the ranch. It was a moment of reflection, a time to appreciate how far they had come and to dream about the future. "Can you believe it's been 10 years since we started this journey?" Isabella said, her voice filled with wonder. "It feels like a lifetime and just yesterday all at once," Sophia added, smiling. Alex nodded, his heart swelling with pride and gratitude. "We've created something truly special here. But I think it's time to look at new horizons." Isabella and Sophia turned to him, curiosity and excitement in their eyes. "What do you mean, Alex?" Isabella asked. "I've been thinking," Alex began, choosing his words carefully. "We've accomplished so much here, but there's a whole world out there. What if we took the essence of what we've built and shared it with other places? Created more sanctuaries like this, where people can find peace and connection?" Sophia's eyes sparkled with excitement. "You mean expand our retreat concept to new locations?" "Exactly," Alex replied. "We can bring our vision to other parts of the world, create new spaces for people to heal and grow, just like we did here." Isabella smiled, her heart racing with the possibilities. "I love the idea. We've seen how much good this place has done. Imagine the impact we could have by creating more retreats." They spent the rest of the day brainstorming and planning, their excitement growing with each new idea. They envisioned retreats in different parts of the country and even the world, each one designed to reflect the unique beauty and culture of its surroundings. The next few months were a whirlwind of activity. They began researching potential locations, reaching out to contacts, and laying the groundwork for their expansion. It was a daunting task, but they faced it with the same determination and passion that had brought the ranch to life. One evening, as they sat around the fire pit, Alex looked at Isabella and Sophia, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. "I couldn't have done any of this without you," he said, his voice filled with emotion. "You've been my partners, my friends, my family." Isabella squeezed his hand, her eyes shining with tears. "And we couldn't have done it without you, Alex. You're the heart of this place." Sophia nodded, her smile radiant. "We're a team, and together, we can do anything." As the stars twinkled above and the fire crackled softly, Alex knew that their journey was far from over. They had built something beautiful and lasting, and now they were ready to share it with the world. The ranch would always be their home, a place of healing and renewal. But the sky was calling, and with Isabella and Sophia by his side, Alex was ready to embrace new horizons and endless possibilities. Together, they had created a legacy of love, connection, and inspiration. And as they looked towards the future, they knew that the best was yet to come. Thank you for listening to Storytime Audio. As we conclude, Wings of Redemption, navigating love, betrayal, and new beginnings, let's reflect on Alex's journey. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Stay tuned to Storytime Audio for more stories that touch the heart and inspire the soul. Until next time, may your own journey be filled with love, hope, and endless possibilities.